You're being lied to. That's how this has to start. Because it's true. And I don't say it lightly. So, every time some smooth talking corporate dev gets up on stage or on a blog post or whatever, and they start gushing about, I don't know, the supposed future of the Linux desktop, I just have to say it always smells like bullshit. Yes, I'm talking about Wayland. I'm talking about Red Hat, IBM, GNOME. They're all pushing this as if it's, I don't know, already here, already ready, already better than X11. Except if you actually used Linux outside of the 5-minute GNOME demo window, you just know that it's not true. I'm sorry, it just isn't. So today, we're just going to talk about some of the lies, the propaganda, the receipts. Yeah, there's a guy who called all of this bullshit out recently, and he kind of paid a price for it. His name's Filipe Contas. And, hey, Felipe, yo soy mexicano como tú. Y cuando tú quieras, tú estás bienvenido a mi canal. Ya dejo esa invitación y muchas gracias por tus contribuciones. I get the motivation behind Wayland, right? X11, it's old, it's kind of like the junk drawer of your computer, right? It's got like legacy APIs, duct tape to century-old ideas, extensions after extensions, and it's just piled on till it crashes on boot. But unlike most modern devs, I don't necessarily want to throw the junk drawer away just because it's messy. I just usually clean it, fix it, maintain it, that sort of thing. I get it though. The Wayland crowd, they just want to torch the house and start over, and I kind of get that logic too. Okay? I do. X11 doesn't support fractional scaling. Let's start with this myth, because it is a myth. X11 doesn't support it? That's complete crap. X11 does support fractional scaling, just not the dumb way that GNOME wants to do it. KDE has supported fractional scaling on X11 for years. Hell, even some tiling window managers can do it with Xrandr tweaks. What they mean is that GNOME on X11 doesn't support it because they didn't bother to implement it correctly. Like, the next lie is that X11 has screen tearing, and that's somehow the end of the world. Okay, yeah, screen tearing is an issue, but it's not a death sentence. We have fixes for it, and now X Libre even has some fixes for it. So this last one, oh my god, it makes me laugh. It's a real kicker. Gaming is better on Wayland. Really? According to whom? Oh, marketing teams. Yeah, I bet you. Because when independent devs, not people on Red Hat's payroll, run benchmarks, the truth leaks out. X11 still has better raw graphics performance in most gaming workloads. The render pipeline is tighter, drivers are mature, and capability layers like Proton are dialed in. Wayland's better at latency on paper, but it's a hot mess for Vulkan pass-through, HDR, and screen recording, you name it. There's a lot of issues, so why are they pushing it? Well, I have a theory. I think it's just kind of simple. It's control. This all ties back to the people pushing Wayland the hardest. Red Hat, now owned by IBM. We won't get into that, like IBM in World War II and, just how nefarious they've been in the past and probably how nefarious they are right now. But they want tight control of the Linux desktop stack. They want systemd to manage everything. They want it by default. They want GNOME as the only blessed desktop, but they know that can't happen, so they'll settle for having GNOME and Plasma, Flatpaks and Snaps to sandbox your apps, and Wayland to lock down your display protocols. Well, I think it's easier to monetize and easier to centralize. There's all kinds of things going on, and you might think it sounds conspiratorial, but consider what they do to people who question. That's all you have to say. Filipe Contas, this guy has been a thorn in the side of the GNOME and Red Hat developers for years. It's not because he's rude, it's because he's right. He's been calling out their bullshit with actual working code inside his blog posts and his YouTube videos. Not like anything vague. He actually shows live coding sessions where he demonstrates in real time the so-called limitations of X11 are either misunderstood, misrepresented, or just flat out lies. You need fractional scaling? It's done. You want to fix the screen tearing? It's simple. The multi-monitor support, it works. No hand-waving buzzwords, just raw working code. And yet, despite all that, he's constantly being dismissed. Why? Because he's not part of the echo chamber. He's not pushing the Wayland narrative. Like, he would be their best friend if he was pushing the Wayland narrative, or he was using the GNOME desktop. I mean, for real. I mean, this is just, oh my God, it is so absurd. It all started with Enrico Weigel, another seasoned developer who got so fed up with Red Hat's handling of X11 with the constant gaslighting and hundreds of ignored pull requests. So he forked the project outright and called it X Libre. Yeah, it was a bold move, for real. But you know what the most disturbing part is? Red Hat tried to erase him. They scrubbed references to his work, pretended that he never was a contributor, buried the discussion. It was like the open source version of sending someone to the gulag. And let me make something clear here. I don't hate Wayland. I do want a modern graphics stack. But I also want honesty. I want accountability. And I want choice to use something stable and well understood like X11 without being gaslit by corporate mouthpieces. They tell you that it's broken so that they don't have to maintain it. They say it's obsolete so that they can ignore your bug reports. They pretend it's a relic so that they can bulldoze it and build their own walled garden on the ashes. And when you call them out, they try to erase you. It's not open source. That's a hostile takeover. You know, those developers over at Red Hat, they're literally stupid. I mean, I think it's obvious that Wayland works better when X11 works better. So whenever you have all of these fixes for X11, it's just common sense that you would pass them through. But that's not what they did here. So what do? I think that's the bottom line. So if you're using Fedora, Ubuntu, anything downstream of GNOME's ecosystem, just buyer beware. I think you might just try alternatives. Test X Libre. Look at projects like Sway, Hyperland, and KDE on X11 and Wayland. See what actually works for your setup. Stop trusting the marketing. Start trusting your own experience. And I think we need to support developers like Filipe and Enrico who aren't afraid to speak the truth, even if it costs them something. You know, I just have to say, as Gen Xers, we were raised to spot bullshit. I mean, we grew up through AOL, Microsoft Antitrust, browser wars. We know what it looks like when a monopoly starts tightening its grip, and we're seeing it again. This time, it's just dressed up in GTK themes and CI pipelines. So, no, I'm not against progress. I'm against lying. I'm against fake consensus, and I'm definitely against erasing people who call out inconvenient truths. Wayland, maybe next year. For now, I'm going to keep my junk drawer, and I'll just keep it working. And I just want to take this time to quickly thank Scrub Ghost Isak, and of course Russell, my highest tier patron. You might think about becoming a member, especially if you want to see this video first. You gotta become a member. Yes, exactly. So anyway, you can also watch my video where I almost removed System D. That was my last video. You can see that Peace, guys. Thanks for watching. Stay sharp, stay skeptical, and don't believe